Hey guys, this is Sorc Master Race, or Explanicide, and play PCNA. This is obviously one of the patches that I can't even stay on top of. But we got the sustain increase by about 20% from potions and 10% from one of the minor buffs. So it's kind of substantial to the Magicka sustain right now for Magsorc. This is the missing piece that Magsorc's been really needing for a while. Now that we got extra sustain, we are able to drop the sustain glyphs on our jewelry and go straight to the spell damage glyphs, which is amazing, really. For starters, for anybody that's kind of like taking a very first approach to Magsorc, I recommend running all three Magicka recovery glyphs on all of your jewels and try to pick things up and see where it goes, and then eventually chip off your sustain towards damage. But anyways, my build right now is I'm in 5 light, all of my armor is impen, and then I have 2 heavy armor pieces, which I can't go 5-1-1. It's only 5-2, unfortunately. Anyways, I got 1 piece Swarm Mother, 1 piece Domihaus, I've got Crafty Alfiq Robe, I have Girdle of Eternal Vigor. And, okay, so let me kind of just correct this here. So I have Crafty Alfiq on my front bar, and then it's not active on my back bar. What's on my back bar is the Master's Infernal Staff. I recommend getting the Master's Perfected Infernal Staff just for a little extra 103 spell damage. Right now, I'm not running it because I don't have the right trait. Anyways, on my front bar, I've got the Crafty Alfiq Sharpen with Shock Glyph. Back bar is the Master's Infernal Staff Infused with a weapon damage enchant. All of my jewels here, now this is like what I mean for starters. I want to make this first approach just to see how you guys are holding up, but run all 3 Magicka recovery glyphs, and then the more you play Magsorc and you start to realize your balance and sustaining with exchange and whatnot, then you can run Magical Harm enchant. I like to usually work with about 2 for now, and kind of because like this patch still has a lot of damage, especially with proc set. So you have 2. So right now, like my preference is 2 spell damage glyphs and then 1 Magicka recovery glyph with Eternal Vigor active on both bars. So front bar, Crafty Alfiq, both bars, Eternal Vigor. I have all 3 Eternal Vigor jewelries and then Eternal Vigor belt and gloves. Now all these are impen. All the glyphs in my armor are Magicka glyphs, and then obviously spell damage, 2 spell damage, and then 1 Magicka recovery glyph. I know I kind of bounced around here and there, but you may ask, why do I only front bar on my Crafty Alfiq instead of on my back bar or both bars? It's actually because I like to squeeze in the Master's Inferno Staff. Consider that a bonus for now, at least. Anyways, I'm at 2,057 spell damage unbuffed. If I were to pop a potion, do an exchange, I have currently 47.5k mag, and then I have 2.1k Magicka recovery, and then 1541 stamina recovery. This is really good, honestly. Now I've got about 2,057 spell damage, which is really good. So when I go to light attack and proc my back bar glyph and then to a clench, I would carry over a lot of spell damage. I'm not really sure exactly where I'm at in terms of spell damage, but I'll be able to cover that here shortly. My current race is Dark Elf. You may ask, why Dark Elf? I like to have a little extra. So I'm basically trying to crunch some numbers, and the reason why I went Dark Elf is to have a little extra Magicka, or extra stamina pool, so that I can run a more aggressive monster set. What I might do in the long run is drop Domihaus and then run Snow Treaders and then drop my Ball of Lightning for Streak. That's one of the alternatives I'm thinking right now, but I'm kind of just posting the build now because people are already asking me what I'm running. So yeah, my skills are pretty self-explanatory. I got Crystal Fragments, Endless Fury, Elemental Weapon, Hardened Ward, Dampen Magic. If I'm going a little bit too fast, just pause and then catch up from there. I got Temporal Guard, which is minor protection on my front bar, which is amazing to have, along with the shields. Even while you're playing aggressively, you still get that minor protection uptime, and then you're able to just cast a shield and maybe get a frag proc while you're playing defensively, and then maybe turn this window of opportunity to your advantage and maybe get something. The reason why I go like Dark Elf right now is that 2k extra stam, and then the flame resistance against most of the fire abilities, and the immunity to burning status effect. So if you're fighting against a Mag DK, Dark Elf is actually pretty OP against them. It's like one of the very solid races to have when you compete against Magicka Dragonites. So on my back bar for skills, I've got Ball Lightning, Critical Surge, Dark Conversion, Haunting Curse, Flame Clench, Energy Overloads. You can run the other morph energy overloads if you feel like you're really comfortable with your sustain and get a lot of that extra damage. Personally, I like the extra damage and overloads. I've been kind of running both, but I did, in terms of 1vx, I did go back to the energy overload because nothing's better than this massive amount of sustain. Like, it's just really overkill. So when you have that on top of Eternal Vigor and a potion activated, you're really getting, like, an enormous amount of sustain. As far as my CP goes, it's pretty It's pretty self-explanatory. I got 61 Warlord, 16 Sprinter, 2 Siphoner. Again, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video and look at it. 64 Arcanist. I don't need any Immune Calf because Eternal Vigor kind of gives me way too much. 61 Tumbling, 66 Shadow Ward, 66 Elfborn, 56 Elemental Expert, 43 Spell Erosion, 66 Mastered Arms, 39 Staff Expert, and I got nothing over here. 66 Ironclad, 29 Resistant, this is really low. 28 Thick Skin, 49 Hardy, 49 Elemental Defender, 40 in Bastion, 60%, and then I have 9 in Expert Defender. 6% mitigation against other people's overloads or some crazy heavy attack build that just comes out at cloak and, you know, double dual wield smack you and you're just losing most of your health. But 6% is kind of my sweet spot in terms of like where I have with my CP. So you may ask, why am I running the Max Magicka? I just generally like to play more aggressive, so I like to have Max Magicka glyphs in all my armor, just so I have more mag, so I can be more aggressive, have overall more damage. Eternal Vigor, one of the greatest benefits about Eternal Vigor is giving you one line of max health. So it allows you to kind of work around other things. And because I'm a Dark Elf, it allows me to run Artan Pickled Fishbowl, which also gives max health and max mag. I think I pretty much covered my build, my skills, and my CP. I'm going to show you a quick rotation, and this is basically how I usually... Okay, so this is currently the rotation I typically like to do. Is obviously when you make your approach, you get your major sorcery up, and then you're going to light attack to activate your infused weapon damage enchant, and then you're going to use your clench to get the 600 spell damage from your master's Inferno. It should be perfected. I just don't have. I have it, but it's just not the right trait. I'm really low on transmutes. Anyways, so obviously exchange, get the crit bonus. Crit bonus is kind of really really crap because they've been nerfing the crit CP. It used to be 12% and now it's really come crashing down to 3%. Last patch, this used to be 9%. Now it's 3%, which is fantastic because it gives everybody more reasons to go with Magicka. Anyways, so you're just gonna go like curse, execute, light attack, clench, front bar into frags. It's pretty much where it's at. So curse, execute, light attack, clench, light attack, frag, for the most part. You're gonna see how much spell damage I have. So curse, execute, light attack, clench. So 3.8k spell damage. It's actually really good. You're gonna hit pretty hard. So 3.8k spell damage with 47.5k mag is actually insane amounts of damage. All thanks to, and you know, like my sustain is actually not that bad, 2.1k, and I have a larger pool of health. So like overall in comparison, this patch I gained extra health, extra mag, extra damage, and extra sustain. It's a win-win for literally everything in terms of sustain increase this patch. So that's pretty much the build. If you guys have any like common questions, I'm just gonna go off like top of my mind. The reason why I'm not uploading that much to ESO is because this game isn't really that great. It's not really worth my time. I kind of just uploaded YouTube because I was kind of in the spirits of enjoying ESO. Right now, it's not really that enjoying. I play with AK Resist as a Magsorc. You know, I always go around and I'm getting proc down or dotted down with Magicka builds and heavy armor, and then everybody's got 35 to 40,000 health. It's even harder to burst that kind of damage, that kind of health. So like right now, this patch is kind of like more disappointing than anything I've ever seen. Well, not this patch, but last patch at least, when they came to improving proc sets and Magicka and other, you know, new mythic pieces. I love the way mythics are. It adds more diverse builds and in your creative ways, but Magicka in the end is very, very toxic to the combat balance. And at the end of the day, it's just not worth my time to upload any of the ESO content. Why do I upload this? It's actually a build. I've been getting a lot of people asking, like, what's the current build? Because people want to try out Magsorc. This is kind of my favorite approach to Magsorc. High sustain, high damage, high mag, good amount of health. You know, like, the potential is there for you. Just use this build and see where it takes you. I'm sure there's going to be other Magsorc builds. Give it a go. Like, just go through trial and error. See where you like. Find your sweet spot. Now, again, if you're new to Magsorc, I recommend running all 3 Magicka recovery glyphs. That way you have so you're not stressing yourself out when it comes to staying alive against the massive increase of damage. in the procs and dots. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.